So once every quarter, my wife and I take a couple of days break with no kids. And that's today. We're in Temecula, also known as wine country. So we just went to have a breakfast to this El Bolero restaurant. It was great. We don't drink, but we are going to do a wine tasting. It can be a lot of fun. We are late.
We are late.
We always are late. I'm always late usually. We were having
Very true.
breakfast and I was like, can I have just like a tea or something before we go? And now we are late.
But that's why.
I hope we don't miss the
The
tour. Alright, that was fun. I didn't drink because I am driving. I wanted Ali to get drunk, but she didn't. Now, bad news is we went to the hotel. There's nothing that's going according to plan. We're supposed to be at the hotel at the moment, but for whatever reason, reservation didn't go through. So they did the reservation again, but now we are not gonna have room till later. So we're gonna do something that it doesn't feel that special, but well, basically, we're gonna go watch a movie in the theater, and you're gonna be thinking, this is your special date. But the truth is, like, we love going to the theater to watch a movie, and we haven't gone to the theater for at least 3 years, maybe. Because COVID, that second kid and the first kid, we weren't planning to go to the theater, but because we still can't get into our room, we're just gonna go. All right, so it's a beautiful morning. We're gonna try and find a spot with nice views, so we're gonna have breakfast. So the first thing that you wanna do is you have to start writing music. And it sounds a very obvious thing to say, but many of us want things in life and we don't get them because we don't even get them started because we've got all these blockages. Yes, that is the step number one, but seriously, sit down, put your hands on the keyboard and start writing music. Lots of music, and that's what's gonna make you a better composer. That's the first thing. And the second thing that that's going to do is it's going to make you confront your demons. Like when you are done composing something and you think it's crap, when you don't know how to start composing, like writer's block, when you don't find the inspiration, all these things happen, and you most likely won't be able to afford them happening in the middle of a project. So first you have to start composing music, lots of it. So one, you get good as a composer. Two, you get to know yourself as a composer. And three, you identify those demons or those stops or blockages and how to overcome them when they come. I think we had breakfast 3 times. We talked a lot. It's the good thing about these days, we do this like once every quarter. You really get to talk and connect because it's no kids, no work, so it feels good. We've ate a lot, but now it's time for lunch. So literally we're gonna connect breakfast with lunch.
Solo tienes que la tarjeta es con la tuya. Esto.
No, tarjeta no la tengo ya.
Una. Sí, te la he dado. Sí que te la he dado. Aquí. Toma.
Now that you've gotten to know you as a composer a little bit better, the next logical step would be start looking for projects. But before you do, you may want to identify what type of projects you'd like to work on. What type of music would you like to write? Do you want to work on video games? Is it movies? Is it more like documentary? If it's movies, it's more like the indie type of movies, or is it animation? What is it? Find the right type of project and target that, because now you're gonna put a lot of effort trying to find that type of project, and when you do finally get to actually start working on that type of project, you want to enjoy it. It's a lot of work. So identify the type of music that you'd like to write and the type of project that you would like to work on. Let's just think for a second about what I've just said. I've got one friend, for example, that his goal is animation movies in the studio system. So Sony, Warner Bros. He moved to LA in 2006 and he's devoted his entire life to this. This is great, right? This is a choice that you make. You're gonna fight for that dream. You're gonna spend a lot of time and effort, and it's not always easy. So you better do something that you enjoy doing. And that doesn't mean that it's always gonna be a lot of fun, that you're gonna wake up every day, I cannot wait to start this day. It's gonna be tough sometimes, but at least you're moving towards something that you're excited about. We're having a lot of fun. We're looking at all the iPhotos of the last 4 or 5 years, which is the time that we've been here in LA, and we're taking notes of everything that happened during these 5 years. It's been a lot of change for us. We came here with nothing, and we went broke the second month. We decided to launch a course that sold 12 copies initially and then became cinematic composing. We've sold more than 30,000 copies of the cinematic composing courses. It's just been, and it is just such a crazy ride. And sometimes we think we don't deserve to be experiencing the life that we're experiencing. We got here, and in 11 months we decided to have one kid. Now we've got 2. There are 3 and 2-year-olds. It's just crazy. We're just so lucky and grateful, and we're trying to just remember everything that happened during these 5 years. We just wanted to just remember what happened, because sometimes it happens so much that you tend to forget, and you think that what you're living at the moment, it has always been like this, and you forget everything that has happened to you and everything that you've experienced. I don't know, it's just fun. We haven't finished going from when we got here till today. We got from October 2016 till August 2018, which is when Mark got born, and lots of things happened. But one thing that was super interesting is my wife and I moved from Spain to LA to pursue my career as a composer. We got here in October 2016. I got my real first movie, like a good movie, a feature film that paid decent money, on January 2018. So it took me 1 year and 3 months, plus moving from Spain to LA. And I already had kind of like an established career. I was already doing movies, but it took me like 1 year till we got here in LA to sort of like my next kind of like bigger movie. Took me 1 year and 3 months. And then another good one is I bought my first studio desk in July 2018. So almost 2 years, not 2 years, but almost 2 years after I moved here. Before that desk, I'm sure you've seen it in other videos, but my studio desk was made out of bricks to keep it cheap. But anyway, the third thing that you want to do as a composer, starting from zero to getting your first movie, is start looking for projects. And there are different ways of doing this, but at some point you have to start. The typical 3 things that I know of, or that I've done successfully to find projects, usually are: 1, networking, just basically going to events and trying to get to know and connect with the people that you want to work with. And that is why it's so important that earlier step of deciding what you want to do. If what you want to do is indie movies, then you're gonna network in film festivals, right? If it's video games, you're gonna network in another type of event. So networking, and these days networking can be like going like a film festival, like literally going there, that festival, or sometimes, especially after COVID, many of these events you can attend them online and you can meet the same people from home, and that is a good thing. The second way to find projects is just online networking, and it's find where those people that you would like to work with, where do they congregate? Is it a Facebook group? It's a forum? Go there and interact with them, add value, ask questions, and just by doing that and bringing true, genuine value, an opportunity can open up. And then the third way, this is usually the most effective, it's just finding a directory, free one or a paid one like IMDb Pro, and then just start contacting directors, production companies, and just asking directly if they've got a composer for that specific project, or if they need a composer for any other project. This is the most effective one. It doesn't mean that it's easy. You can send hundreds of emails before you get a yes. Like how many emails we've sent? Tons, but it works. It works if you are consistent. That is the trick in this one. You have to. It's not just sending the email, it's sending emails consistently. It's like every other thing in life. It's not just once in a while. It is not very intense for a week. It's consistently sending those emails, doing the follow-ups if you've called and they said, send me the demo. It is responding to those emails. If they respond, you have to answer quickly. And it's just behaving or showing them that you truly want to do what you're saying that you want to do. But Mark, what about the fourth option? What about becoming someone else's assistant? Meaning working for someone, assisting a composer that's already successful. Yes, that's another option. It's a great option, and the thing is that you can assist in so many capacities. You can become someone else's main assistant, but you can also become someone else's orchestrator, additional music, copy, like when they are done composing and orchestrating, the music needs to be prepared to record with an orchestra. Synth or MIDI programmer, you can help in so many capacities. I personally don't like this just because my personality, but I was an assistant for 3 months for someone else. I started there doing the acoustic treatment for the studio, then I did all the routing, cables and all that for all their equipment, then I redid their entire orchestral template. We went from everything in one computer to 3 computers, be Pro and all that. I did that. The difference between pursuing your own career and starting from scratch, from zero, until you reach your point, is that you truly are starting from zero, and it's gonna take you a series of years to go from here. You are no one knows you, and you have to start, finding your first project that leads to your next project, and at some point you'll work in the type of project that you like working, or it's your goal, your dream project. It's gonna take you years. It could be faster for sure. You could have your big break faster, but generally takes more time for most of us. When you're assisting someone though, this is what you hope it'll happen. You're assisting someone for a while and it seems like your career is not growing. And usually it is not growing because you are working to grow someone else's career. That's what you're doing. Actually, you're helping them. Now, if you truly become a person of value, at some point, maybe that person will have a lot of work and won't have enough time to do it, and they will give you the chance to break in. They will give you a project. And in that moment is when you're gonna have that big break. Now, that can happen or not. It depends on the person that you are helping, the person that you're assisting, depends on their personality. There are composers that the more work they've got, even if they don't have the capacity to do all the music themselves, they're gonna hire writers to write their music. And they will maybe share some royalties, but they will keep the credits. It's their project. They're not gonna share with some other composers. There are other composers that they want to share from the very beginning, and they're going to be more generous and they will want to see you grow. But that depends on the person that you are assisting, and honestly, you never really know. The great thing about assisting someone is how much you learn, because you are helping, you are every day, you become their shadow and you see what they do. And someone that's already being successful, and there's nothing better than learning from those who are actually making it, because they already made all the mistakes at the beginning of their career that you are gonna make already, but you can maybe save years of growing your career by avoiding those mistakes and copying what they are doing up here at the success level. But that's it. That's pretty much it. I don't like it. Like the being someone else's assistant, I just don't enjoy it. For it's just my personality. Putting hours to help grow someone else's career, I didn't enjoy it. It's not that I don't want to help or anything like that, but just I didn't enjoy it. I prefer doing my own mistakes. It's like when your parents tell you, don't do that, I've already done this, and you're gonna hurt yourself, and you're like, okay, but I still wanna do it, and if it hurts, I'll learn from my mistakes, kind of thing. So the same thing. And that's all there is to it. And no matter if you are taking one or the other route, like doing your own thing and growing your own career, or becoming someone else's assistant, the thing that truly makes it or breaks it is consistency. That is the part that is really complicated. Being consistent. It is not a sprint, it is a marathon. That's what it is. It's understanding that it takes time, and at the beginning it's going to seem like it's growing very, very slowly, but at some point you'll hit a point where it starts growing faster and faster. It's about being grateful of where you are and what you've got in each step of the way, and putting things in perspective, because there are always going to be composers that are doing better and bigger projects than you. Don't use that to punish you, like, oh man, I'm still doing this shitty project. No, use that to project where you want to go, what you want to get, what type of projects you want to be working on soon. There's nothing wrong about having big goals. The big goals will push us to move that way, and it motivates us to move forward. But at the same time, we can feel guilty that we are not getting there sooner. So just have those big goals, but also put things in perspective and compare where you are now to where you were just 1 year or 5 years in the past. And that's all from me. Is it possible to become a composer in 2021? Of course it is. Is it worth it? Of course. Can you become a composer if you don't live in LA? If you want to be a film composer, can you still make it if you don't live in LA? 100%. Is it doable now more than ever, especially after pandemic? And there's no magic trick to it. The only thing that there is write music, become a better composer each time, decide the type of project that you'd like to work on, and then start pursuing those projects and be consistent. That's it. If you do these 3 things consistently, you'll get there. And that's all from me. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video tomorrow.